on, everybody? It's Snipes.
Touch.
And we got special guests.
May the Media Mogul.
She's back. She's back.
Yes.
We got another episode of TheBalance. You feel me? How you been?
I have been great. Busy.
Great.
I've been great. Yes, I cannot complain. I definitely needed to be revived after spring break. Like, I was just going through a lot, just balancing school, personal life, and everything. And I finally got to go home this weekend. So I'm ready to kind of finish strong in this. So yeah, it's been good.
Now, where's home again?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
So how does it feel to be booked and busy? Because like everybody let us say booked and busy, but like how does it mentally feel to always have something to do every second of the day?
It is very challenging. So I don't know if anybody knows, but I'm also many orgs here. Well, really just one org. I'm in Women of Empowerment, but I'm also part of Honors College, and I do Tiger TV. So I literally always have stuff to do. It can get very overwhelming trying to balance your personal life, your school life, and your content creator life. It's a lot. But I definitely just try to manage it the best way I can, making a schedule, following it, sticking to it. Even setting out time for myself has been very beneficial because my content can't be good if I'm not good. So it's hard. It's definitely hard. I'm the definition of booked and busy, but I definitely try to maintain it so I don't like overwhelm myself because it can get overwhelming.
Right. I like that saying. Content can't be good if you ain't good.
Exactly.
I like that. Positive energy. Get some content. You said Tiger TV, so what you got going on with them?
So right now with Tiger TV, we're actually bringing in a new group of people. It did originally start with myself, Carlisle, and about 9 other folks, but a couple of us are graduating, and now we need a new team, and now I think our studio will be up and running so that we can actually be in the TV studio and not doing it via social media. So that's what we're focusing on right now, bringing in new people, and then prayerfully, we'll get one more episode out before the school year ends. But if not, then we'll just be building our new team and get them geared up for the next school year.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell them like what roles y'all looking for, like what positions and stuff.
So our informational did already pass. So if you're interested, it's kind of a little late now, but hopefully this keeps going on forever because media is going to be around forever. Right. So we will always be looking for a chair. So a person, if you feel like you can run a production company, if you can manage people, if you can manage content as well, and if you have an eye for recruiting new talent, you should probably be a chair for the organization. If you want to like get your feet wet in it and then eventually have your own, I would definitely recommend co-chair. Then we have our co-hosts. So these are people that actually carry the show, bring the personality and all that type of stuff. We typically take about 3 hosts, so anybody's interested in being a co-host, you're more than welcome to join. Also camera operators, so if you know how to work a camera, especially the TV studio, we have those 3 cameras, so if that's where your heart is at, we're always looking for camera operators. Then video editors, because episodes need to be edited. Yeah, if you're a video editor, bless you, because woo, terrible. And then writers, people that come up with our guest questions, they also work with our co-hosts. That way they can come up with our host voice. So that's a very collaborative effort. And then lastly, graphic designers to make flyers and graphics for social media. And now we're going to have a social media chair. Now that way, like our social media presence can be pop in more, and social media has definitely played a huge role in how TV is even out there. So those are some things that we are always going to look for. So while this cycle is closed, if you're interested next year, those are typically the roles that we have available.
Now with those roles, what did you do?
So I'm the chair. So I'm the first chair for Tiger Television. My goal is to be CEO of a streaming service, work in creative development, and do many things within media leadership. So I kind of took this as an opportunity to see like how I will work in a managerial position, and it's definitely been challenging. I've learned a lot about myself in it. Trust me, I've learned a lot. But it's definitely been rewarding, and it definitely was reinforcing that I do want to work in this space, especially in a higher up role. And just with this practice and many more things that I choose to do in the future, I know I'll be successful at it.
No, that's good. So I know like outside of the school and all your involvement, you do your own things on the side. You are an extreme TV critic, movie critic. What would you title it? Like?
So I recently decided to call it a television influencer. If you just ask me in my regular life, I would just say I'm a television enthusiast. But I know that some people won't even know about a show or watch a show unless I talk about it. And that's technically what an influencer does, right? Like you put people on to different things, or you push brands or whatever the case may be. So I would say I'm a TV influencer, even though like there's nobody that really does that. But I think that's the beauty of it, because like nobody's doing that. So create your own lane, right? So that's what I would call myself.
Okay. So, like, what's your favorite streaming platform? You got Hulu, Netflix,
Right.
Disney Plus, Zeus.
I would say it would be a tie between Netflix and HBO Max. I think HBO Max has like better content, if I'm being quite frank.
They have a lot of black shows in there.
They do. They have a lot of diverse shows. Their catalog is very diverse. My only thing with Netflix, I feel like it has good content too, but I think it can get a little repetitive. Also, I don't like the fact their prices are going up and they're acting real bougie, real bougie, more than they ever have. So I'm just not a fan of Netflix. But I think HBO Max is definitely the best streaming service for sure.
Now you said Netflix again repetitive. You mean like they genres that keep hitting with the same stuff, or what you mean by that?
Like, okay, so I would say, well, Netflix and HBO Max has the best content out of most streaming services, but I feel like a lot of the stories that on Netflix, like I've seen multiple times just in different facets.
Right.
Also, I hate the fact that they cancel the good shows and then they leave just stuff that's regular just go on for like 4 seasons or so. Like The Get Down. I don't understand to this day why that was canceled. Like that was probably the best show Netflix like ever produced outside of this show called Elite. So I just don't understand
Get
it.
Down. That's like that show that was rapping like the 70s, 80s.
The Bronx.
Yes, yeah, uh-huh.
When New York was on fire and
Yes.
stuff. I didn't even know. I was learning stuff. I was like, I didn't know New York was on fire and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Nah. But I was going to ask, so I feel like, well, to piggyback off what you said, I feel like just with us being put onto other streaming platforms, because, you know, Netflix really was running the game for a good.
Yes.
Its only competition, and not even for real, was Hulu.
Yeah, not even for real.
So, because Hulu had the ads.
Right, and if you want the no ads, like $11.99.
Extra $4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I feel like with just like HBO Max and like Zeus, like we get to kind of compare Netflix and really like see like their content is a little like the same, and like it don't have different like perspectives. I think it's lacking different perspectives.
Right.
So yeah, definitely agree with you on that. Do you prefer? Well, not prefer. Do you prefer movies or TV shows?
TV shows, absolutely, 1,000% is TV.
You know, some people would say movie, and I'd be like, "What is wrong?"
I just don't understand that.
It's too quick.
Why you got shows over the movies?
So I will say that the major difference between TV and film is the fact that the ending like is what it is. Like with a film, that's it. There's no more. You can't go back to it. You can't change the script. You can't go in and add new characters. Like that's just the end of the film. Whatever the ending is, it just is what it is. And I feel like with television, not only do you have something that you can go back to weekly, I feel like there's more opportunities for your characters to develop, for your story to develop. You can bring in new people. Even the audience has more say in a TV show than they do a film. A film's already made. When you have a successful TV show, like you can even change the ending. There are a lot of times people don't know this. If a audience member or there's like a character that an audience really like resonates with, they will still keep that character for another season just to keep the audience coming back. You don't get that in the film. Once that character died, it's like dang. It is what it is. So I think that TV just offers more opportunities for storytelling and character development that you just don't get within films.
Yeah, no, most definitely. So it's like so our sequels and stuff, is that like not equivalent to like a series? Like I mean, Twilight, you got 7, you got 7,
right?
You got 7 Twilight.
Same with Rocky. It's like there's 8 of those. Like oh my gosh, but it's like right, exactly, and that was great, right? So I mean, sequels you can. There is more opportunity, but I feel like you already kind of told the story once, right? And like, I mean, after like the 3rd movie, like, is it really that good? Like, how far can you stretch your storyline? I will say like Rocky / Creed is a little bit of an exception just because like they shift the character focus, but that's usually what you have to do in a sequel. You have to shift the character focus. Exactly. So I would definitely say TV over movies for sure. That's just always more been my genre, my medium, not a genre, my medium, if you will, has always been television. So
I like that. I feel like you can make like a more of a world with TV shows and
yes, absolutely.
More of a world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, low key TV shows have like way more of a longer lasting impact of influence too. Because like just even with like I don't even watch Power, but just like it's always a Tariq meme every 3 seconds or 50 Cent's face. So y'all definitely right about that.
Now I know you said you want to work having like different platforms for like streaming services. Would you want to join like one of these companies or make your own?
So like I said, my end goal is to be CEO of a streaming service. I plan to be the first African American female CEO because we don't have any. And I don't mind just like being CEO, maybe a Netflix or a Hulu or something like that, something that's already established. If there are opportunities for me to have that for my own self, then of course I would definitely take that because why not own something, you know? So it really doesn't matter to me. It's just whatever opportunity is available and what God has for my life. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a great response, really. So what would you say makes a movie a 5-star? Like, if you got to rate, like, with Rotten Tomatoes or something, what makes a film 5 stars?
What makes a film 5 stars? Well, first, just with any story, your characters. Like, I have to relate to your characters, or not so much relate, but I at least understand them, or I see myself within that character. Even like the Joker, like he's crazy and like he's just wild. He's a Joker, but in some instances, you do understand where he's coming from. So I think one, definitely having a strong characters, whether you're rooting for them or if you hate them, you have a feeling towards them. So characters for sure. Cinematography. I just, as a person who like watches film, like I just love seeing amazing shots, like clear cut, or I'm like, oh, I wonder how they got that angle, or I know how they got the angle. Like that's fine. So definitely the cinematography. The writing is definitely central. Like when I hear characters talk, I have to close my eyes and see if it would make sense, or like how would I write that line. So writing is definitely what makes something 5 stars. And then of course it depends on the genre. So if you're talking like an action film, like I need to see graphics, I need to see visual effects. Let's see what else. If you're talking like maybe a gangster movie, like a mob movie, like I want to see guns blazing. Like it just really depends on the genre for like what makes a film a film. But just the basics would definitely be the characters. If I'm intrigued in the story, like it keeps my attention the entire time. If it's not predictable, if I can guess what the end is going to be, I'm not going to watch the movie. It's like, oh, I didn't figure it out. So definitely those things to me make a 5-star movie. Yeah, just those things. And it's not that easy too. It's very like hard to do. Like, oh, it's like, okay, cool characters, make it interesting, make it look good, but it's actually very harder than what most people know.
No, that's facts. Now tapping back in what you said earlier, with like Netflix having like repetitive shows right now. So what would you say is like the trending type of shows right now that's like getting those hit reviews?
That's out there. That's a really great question.
Like what's the trending genres or something?
Trending genre, definitely drama. I think drama is definitely a trending a trending like show thing that people are just interested in, especially crime. Like crime dramas like Snowfall, for example. Like that's like Snowfall is crazy. I also am noticing that we are becoming a very nostalgic like consumer base. So like a lot of shows right now are based in like maybe the 80s or the 90s, or like Bridgerton like in the 1800s, but we still find ourselves within these characters. So shows kind of like that. I think the nostalgia vibe, what I would say is the current trend.
Place in like a different time.
Exactly. But it's like even though it's in a different time, like you still relate to a lot of stuff.
I have been seeing a lot of shows like that. That's a good answer. Yeah, it has been a trend. Now I see you tapped in with Snowfall.
Yes. Oh, I love Snowfall. I love Snowfall. I didn't watch the last episode, but I definitely love Snowfall. Yes.
Now, did you see Power 2?
So I only finished season 1. I haven't finished all the other books and stuff, but it's fire. I love Power. It's actually a good show. I wasn't allowed to watch it when it first came out. It came out in like 2014, so like I didn't watch when everybody else watched it, and now that like I'm old enough to watch it, they're on Power Book 2 and 3, and now Tommy got a show, and it's like, oh, I feel like I'm behind. So
that's a good show. I was gonna see which one you was liking between that and Snowfall.
Okay, well I finished. I finished Snowfall. Well, not finished, but like I'm all caught up with Snowfall. Like I'm not even out of the first Power, so I can't really compare the two.
Gotcha, I got you.
Okay, so if you had to live in a movie.
Live in a movie.
I have 2 options for you. You got to pick. I'm going to give a little background just for the viewers never seen it. We got Obsessed with Beyonce,
oh, Jesus.
where a white woman wants your husband in the office, and then eventually, like, you got to kill her. Or Jumanji, where it's like a board game, and, like, anything can happen. Like, eaten by a lion, end up in a desert, anything.
Let's see. Okay. So I'm actually big on like my peace, right? Like I don't let anybody or anything disturb my peace. I will put my phone on D&D or block you or delete your number before I let anything or anybody get in my like headspace. So let me see.
I think the lion gonna mess up your peace.
You know, like I could kill the white woman. Like,
that lion gonna be bad.
The white woman. The lion's gonna beat me every single time. Okay, so if I had to, I would guess I would go with obsessed because I can fight. So I just beat the white woman up until it is.
Right.
A lion can kind of eat me, and that's the end of the movie right there. So
no, I don't know why. Just growing up, Jumanji was actually very scary to me.
Really,
just that possibility. Like you talk about the influence movies have, like just that being a reality. I'm like, oh my god, no.
I would say a movie or like a movie series that like has scared the crap out of me would definitely be what's them series called? The
Conjurings?
No, not those. Dang, it was on the tip of my tongue too. It's
Paranormal Activity?
No.
Well, I'm gonna throw one out there while she's thinking. Snakes on the Plane.
No, that is terrifying. That is traumatizing. Snakes. Yeah, with Samuel Jackson. That is terrifying.
I didn't even know he was on that.
It's like one of those. I can't believe I can't think of it. I was just talking about it too earlier.
It's like a G.I. Joe type, like.
No, it's one of those movies where it's like one bad thing happens, then a lot of other bad things happen. Like it was, I forgot the name of the movie just that fast, but I remember they were in like a gymnasium and the girls were doing backflips. And
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Thank you. So Final Destination is the most terrifying movie series.
Yeah, 'cause they make it real.
Yes.
It's not no.
You know.
They make it make sense.
Yeah.
They make it make sense.
Like
so like
roller coasters and shit.
And like if I lived that, I would die. Or like when the girl, she was getting a tan and she burnt her tanning bed.
Thing, yeah.
I would die. So yeah, no, movies can be traumatizing. So when you said Jumanji, it's like, oh my gosh, Final Destination was the absolute most terrifying movie series I've ever seen in my entire life.
Y'all know what else used to give me goosebumps? Used to scare me.
I love Goosebumps. Actually,
I couldn't watch Goosebumps.
I love Goosebumps.
Oh, Goosebumps! You didn't read the books either?
I read the books
Well,
when I was a kid.
Too,
yeah,
and the Haunted House, the cartoon.
Yes.
But,
no, wasn't a fan.
No.
Like, no, Haunted House. Okay, that was kind of scary, but it was good.
Yeah,
that's
a good movie.
It's good.
Scary.
Yeah. It's definitely scary.
And Caroline. I'm sorry, I had that on out there.
Caroline. That's
you
fire.
watched that?
Mm-hmm.
Like more than once.
It was like that cartoon type.
The the buttons and stuff.
Yeah, I read that book too.
I say I didn't read the book, but the movie's fire.
Super gremlin. Yeah.
Now, with all the shows out right now, which show would you want to be a part of that team?
Oh my gosh. A show that's out if I could be a part of that team.
Your manager was called you like, it's free game, any show.
Oh my gosh.
And what would you do on that show? What part would you want to help?
That's such an amazing question. Let's see. I think I'm torn between I'm gonna say two. One, I would definitely want to work on the crew of Snowfall just because I would love to follow behind the legacy of John Singleton. He is an amazing director, and I feel like because Spike Lee is like more known, we always say, "Oh, Spike Lee probably the best director." When like real people know, like John Singleton is the best director. Like, yes, he put in that work. He was the youngest nominated person to even get Best Director for Boys in the Hood. Yes, and it's like he's so amazing, and just to know like that was the last thing that he created, and to be part of that legacy, I would just love to do that. And I want to direct an episode of Snowfall. Like I just got a vision of how I think Frank should like should read. Oh,
what you think?
Like
that's a little woo-woo.
About what?
What you would do with the episode of Snowfall?
What I would do with the episode? Okay,
where you would take it?
If it was me, I believe in like the savior. Like I hate that in like criminal shows or in gangster movies. Granted, like at the end of the day, like either the person gets killed or they die, like jail or something like that. Like there's not too many movies where like the person that did all that like sleeps and just dies peacefully, like in The Godfather, and even that didn't really happen because his son was killed. But I would want from Frank to win because in real life, like he's not gonna win. So I don't think I really like that, and I feel like we should have more stories where the black people actually win. So like in my episode, maybe be the last episode, I would have him kill off Reed. And like find some way to survive it and manipulate the government and
you just take free.
Yeah, something like that. Even if it's just him, I wouldn't say everybody get out free because that's not realistic.
Somebody gotta go down.
But I would definitely, exactly. So definitely, I would say Snowfall. And another show I would want to be a cast member on is Euphoria. Not because like Euphoria is just so great. I would want to be a writer because I don't know what they got going on.
What you mean?
Okay. Season 1 and Season 2 are two completely different shows.
Season 1 and Season 2?
Of Euphoria. Are two completely different shows.
I feel like Season 2 was a little darker.
It was. And I wouldn't say I I didn't necessarily like that switch, but I think when you were watching season 1 and season 2, you're like, what did I just? There's no correlation.
It took you to a different level.
Exactly, and it's like I just don't know where the direction they're heading in for season 3 was, because the last episode, I mean, like I just don't understand how you could continue that on. It's like, okay, like did they go to college? Like, are they still at the play? Like, how do you continue the story? So I would definitely want to be in the writer's room for that, because they're kind of everywhere. And they also haven't explained a lot of questions that I still had about season 2. They didn't even answer that in the last episode. So you have to bring that now into season 3. But they typically don't follow what they talked about in the last season. So I need to be a writer, because y'all need to figure this out. It doesn't make sense.
Get at it.
So my question for you is,
right.
How much would you tax for it? Well, no, we gonna talk about that. Not right
now.
But is there any movie that you feel like didn't deserve a sequel? Like
a movie that didn't deserve a sequel. Jesus.
Or the sequel just wasn't good.
Really,
the sequel wasn't good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so most people don't like that I say this, and I don't care.
Where you giving the tomatoes at?
Where
you throwing the tomatoes?
Okay, so most people love the third Friday, like the Christmas type of Friday. I think it was the worst one out of all 3 of them. And I get like why people like it. I guess I get it, but I don't like it. I believe the first one and the second one were just the best Fridays. Like some about the thirds and most things are just not that good. So Friday gets the tomato just because, and because it's like a Christmas movie. See, it's a Christmas movie. I just don't see it as a Christmas movie. I see it as like a black film. That's hilarious. So yeah, I don't think it really needed. You didn't need a third one. First one, the second one.
Is that the one Mike Sepp got introduced in, or was he in the second?
No, he was in the second one.
Okay.
But the last one was when they was having a Christmas party and they were as top flight. Yes, they were top flight security. So like I get it's a little bit more funnier than the other ones, but I don't think it's better. We really didn't need it. So the third Friday, boo, not a fan. Tomatoes. I'm trying to think. You got a series that you feel like you didn't deserve another movie?
A series?
Like a movie series?
A movie series.
Now I can do a TV show that didn't need to be renewed.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that later. Start the films.
The movies. What was a bad movie? I can't even think of one right now.
Because I only watch like good movies. If it's a bad movie, I don't talk about it. I'm like, I can't even think about that movie because it was bad.
Movies, I can't think of a movie off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's some, I'll come over. I'll have one in a minute, but for sure.
I'm trying to think. Was Mall Cop 2 as good as the first one? Y'all remember that?
I haven't seen Mall Cop in a while. I didn't know there was a 2. I've only seen the first one.
So then that answers that question.
Now, a TV series that everybody loves, but I just don't understand it. Like, everybody loves Grey's Anatomy. Oh. I hate it. It's not that good. It's not that good. Like, let's talk about it. It's not that good of a damn show. Like, it's just not. It's not that
okay,
good.
hear me out.
Okay.
It's just one of those shows. And I'm not a Grey's Anatomy fan.
Okay.
But it's a daytime television show. It's like one of those shows you just have on all day. And then you might look up and and then like you come back. So like it's good. It's like a filler, like that background
pastime
show.
But yeah, I'm just not a fan of Grey's Anatomy. I feel like it should have ended after season 5. Like what are they even talking about now? They don't even got the same characters. Like,
you guys think the hospital's that messy? Probably.
But then it's like, dang, that's what my doctor's doing. Like, y'all having sex in the room, and I'm in here dying from fighting for my life. Are y'all crazy?
That happened in the episode.
It happens in a lot of episodes. They just have sex in the hospital. That's why I don't really like the show.
You know what else was overrated that we were talking about it?
What?
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City is low-key overrated show. I get the hype for its time, but
super overrated. It's super overrated.
I think I ain't seen that show in so long.
Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Not talking about nothing. And
I watched it, but
I couldn't see it because, like, of course, the
title.
And you have demand, like, you see it before, like, Sex in the City.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like...
It's not even like that.
It's not good at all. You'd be so...
No. So, yeah, Grey's Anatomy is not that. And I even tell people in my cohort for the Paley Center for Media that, like, I'm not a Grey's Anatomy fan. Like, I'm a Shonda Rhimes fan. I love Shonda Rhimes.
Writer?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going crazy.
She's,
all those shows, she's
yes.
going crazy.
She even struck a deal with Netflix. Like, Bridgerton is her first deal with Netflix.
That's a good first deal.
Yeah.
Well, she got all them other shows, like, because they Scandal.
How to Get Away with Murder, all of that.
She's definitely going crazy.
Wow, those are all good shows. Did you like Scandal?
I love Scandal.
Okay, because I know Scandal had critics and fuzz. Like,
Yeah,
but it was good.
it was great. I love Scandal, and I like How to Get Away with Murder.
For sure.
Which one's better?
I don't know.
I feel like you really can't choose.
You really can't choose
Because they're both great for what they are.
definitely both great for what they are. Which one do I? Let's say what I relate to. I won't say relate to more. I would say one that maybe had me a little bit more of a chokehold with Scandal than How to Get Away with Murder, but I like both equally.
You think Scandal had more of that grip on you?
Scandal had more of a grip on me just because at that time I was really into politics and I liked how a lot of things in our political world was reflected into Scandal. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I think How to Get Away with Murder, like the plot can be more interested.
Those shows were like running at the same time, weren't
Yes.
they? I think Scandal took more to light because How to Get Away with Murder was a great show. I ended up watching that like over Corona.
A lot
And I
of
was
people
like,
did.
whoa.
Yeah.
This show.
But they even have their intertwined episodes.
Yes.
Which I really enjoyed.
Right. So that's how I feel like you can't really compare the
Yeah,
two because they came together.
They already knew.
Yeah, so-
yeah, most definitely.
I got my answer for the bad movie sequence.
Okay.
I was saying Transformers. The later ones.
Yeah, they could.
No.
I ain't like the later ones. The first like couple was
The
straight.
girl that they kept switching out, okay. But I liked the series. I didn't like they kept switching the girl though.
I liked with Shia LaBeouf and who was it, Megan Fox?
Yeah, that was the
best. That was the best.
Especially for that
Yeah.
time. What was that, like 2012?
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah, those are the best ones too.
They switched out the car and
Now, Fast
everything.
and Furious, I'll say.
That's the fear. They need to let that
I
shit
stopped
go.
watching that.
They need to let that stuff go.
I think they coming out with another one.
I don't know why. Like
10.
this is like the 11th
They gonna
one.
milk
Like,
it for all the bread they can get.
I wonder if they have like a big, like they probably do, like fan base franchise.
oh, they do.
for
They
sure.
do. That's why they
It's
keep
all
making
countries,
it.
yes.
Yes, it's international. It's international film shows.
Yeah.
They make millions. They make millions off of it, just like the Rocky series did.
Star
Like
Wars and all that.
Yeah. Because let me blow y'all minds real quick. Marketing. They already got all this stuff printed out. They already got all these toys out that they made and deals with China. They might as well just keep pushing the movie.
Yep.
Keep pushing. No, for real.
For sure. But it's been a good time chopping up with you, Slim. You have any other questions for me?
Really, would you, high schooler who wants to get into the media, like same role that you, what would you tell them? Somebody's trying to get into their person. What would you tell them? Advice.
I'm trying to think about what I would tell 18-year-old me. So let's see. And I have to say it in a way that 18-year-old me would understand because 22-year-old me and 18-year-old me are two completely different people. I would say for anybody that's looking to break into the industry, start now. Like, what is stopping you? Tomorrow is going to be tomorrow. Yesterday was yesterday. You need to start now. Figure out what you want to say and like the message that you want to put out into the world, and then find any medium that will allow you to do that. Whether that's film, podcasting, maybe you want to be a director of marketing, so whatever brand you work for, any medium that you can use to put your brand or whatever you feel or whatever you're passionate about out there, do that. And then once you kind of find your niche, grow. And don't be scared of growth. And don't be scared to fail. I think one of the biggest things about people in our industry is that we want to wait till it's perfect. We got to wait till we get the camera, till we get the materials, till we like book the host. And it's like, you can't wait. You kind of just got to fail forward. Fail forward. And that's all you can really do. So I would definitely tell somebody that's interested, find the medium. Find your medium. Find who you like, find who inspires you, find what you're passionate about and what you want to say, and then find the medium to do that. And then once you figured all that out, just go with it and keep going, fail forward. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up. Actually, a lot of times you have to be okay with messing up because you're not perfect. None of us are perfect. Only perfect person is God or whatever you believe in. So, yeah, fail forward, find the medium, connect with other creatives. I think that's the biggest thing. Creating is a collaborative effort. It's not an individual effort. Like, it just isn't. So meet other like-minded people who are passionate about creating like you are, and then go from there. So that's what I would definitely say to a high schooler. And if you're interested in college, of course, finding a program or a school that has whatever you're interested in, whether that's film, TV, journalism, whatever you're into, find a school, find a medium, and then go for it.
Would you say school helped?
School definitely helped. I definitely think that it gave me like the tools and resources, things I didn't think about prior to. So I'm definitely glad that I definitely got a bachelor's in this. I wouldn't say you necessarily need a master's, depending on what you want to do, unless you want to teach, or if you're specifically seeking like an MFA in directing or screenwriting. But definitely school helps for sure. But you don't need school. If you can find it and do it your own lane and make money off of it, go for it. More power to you.
All right. Y'all heard it here. Again, it's Snipes,
Touch.
Nay, the Media Mogul.
and we're out. See y'all next time.
Bye.